Survivors continues at the expansive 800-acre farm that is believed to be that of Pastor Paul Mackenzie in Shakahola, Kilifi County. Up to now, at least 110 bodies have so far been exhumed, with over 44 people rescued.
Shakahola Magarini, Kilifi County. Different families continue to throng Malindi Sub-County, domiciled at the Kenya Red Cross temporary desk at the Malindi Sub-County Hospital mortuary, where they record details of their missing relatives as they remain hopeful that their kins will be found whether dead or alive. Speaking to the press, they remained hopeful but frustrated, some of them having pitched tent in the area for weeks with no good news coming their way.
Nimeenda nyumbani, nilitolewa. Baada ya kutolewa kama mgonjwa, nilisafiri nikarudishwa nyumbani kwa hospitali. Nimekaa huko wiki moja, ndipo nikasikia fununu ya kuwa DNA inataka ifanyiwe, kwa sababu mara ya kwanza tulikuja tumetafuta watoto wetu, tumeenda Shakahola huko, tumezunguka siku hiyo wiki yote mzima, hatukuwa na matumaini.
Mwito ati hapo, mwito tukelekee kero. So mimi natafuta sister yangu na watoto wanne hapa. Nimeishi huku wiki moja but sijampata. So imekuwa tu wanatuambia tukuje, tunakaa hapa mpaka jioni, tunaenda kulala. Jioni kifika tunaenda kulala. Yeye mwenyewe alinipigia simu mwezi wa pili akaniambia anakuja kwa kanisa huko Malindi. So anafunga siku the next one month, kwa mwezi mmoja atakuwa mteja. So mwezi mmoja ukaisha, tukampigia simu mteja.
Some of the distraught family members decried that the scene of crime was a very extensive area and that victims had settled 10 kilometers deep into the farm, thus proving difficult to trace them. Kilifi Senator Stewart is urging for more security enforcement to help in the exhumation exercise.
The place is quite big, it's huge. Yes. And sometimes when we are busy doing this part, like doing the whatever officers are doing, we try to monitor. And they can't, they don't can. Because of the bushes. So I think if we can be assisted security-wise, it will be in a position. It will be in a better position to
Okay. However, the exhumation exercise has been hindered by heavy rains, with Red Cross officials indicating that hundreds are still unaccounted for.
Right now, Nyando residents in Kisumu County have been rendered homeless and property of unknown value destroyed after rains pounded various parts of the county, now wreaking havoc, causing River Nyando to break its banks.
Distraught, faces of atomic sadness is the picturesque here, is after hundreds of residents from Ahero in Nyando Sub-County in Kisumu County were forced to spend the night in the cold after River Nyando broke its banks.
Kwetu hakuna kitu, nilipanga nyumba hapa, nafanya kibarua kidogo. Saa hii hakuna kitu. Sasa naomba serikali, MCA, gavana mwenye anaweza nisaidia. Tafadhali naomba usaidizi. Nyando imetufanyia vibaya sana.
According to resident here, the heavy downpour from upstream caused the river to swell, and the only dikes constructed could not withstand with heavy waters.
Hii dive yenye mlijenga hapa, hii dive haisaidii hata sisi. Unaona kama hizi nini? Serikali tafadhali saidia.
They are now calling for immediate intervention from the government before things get worse, since the water flowing under the Ahero bridge could overflow and cause more havoc.
Imeenda ng'ombe ya jirani yetu ilienda na kondoo na mbuzi. Sasa tunaomba serikali tusaidie sisi. Hapo ni Nyando yetu.
Residents want the construction of bigger dikes along the river, as well as construction of the Korusoin Dam to end the perennial floods in the area.
Alafu kama serikali inaweza fikia watu, waone vile wanaweza saidia watu, hiyo ilikuwa maombi yangu kubwa juu watu wanateseka. Hata sasa hakuna mwenye hapo chini, kila mtu kwa uwanja hapa kwa barabara hapa nje. Hakuna vile tunaweza tengeneza chakula huko ndani.
In a rejoinder, Kisumu Governor Anyang' Nyong'o has so far confirmed that at least 1,500 households have been built, adding that already efforts to evacuate families trapped in the flood zone is underway.
We are talking to the government of Kisumu County, Mr. Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, to take caution on this issue because Ahero is second to Kisumu on collection of revenue.
Elsewhere, a family of 6 escaped death narrowly after a landslide destroyed their house at night at Dhunguri village in Dia, Kirinyaga County, as heavy rains continue to pound the area. According to the victims, led by the owner of the homestead, Samuel Murimi, the incident occurred at around 2 a.m. when he was in a deep sleep. Innocent Ogaro, Lookup TV.
All right, thank you, Innocent Ogaro, for that particular report. Moving on, Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga on Sunday assured that the scheduled Tuesday protests will go on as planned, despite an alleged assassination plot against him. Now, Raila's sentiments come hours after Nairobi Regional Commander Adamson Bungei declared the planned mass action illegal. In a statement to newsrooms on Sunday afternoon, Raila likened stopping of demonstrations to suspending the Kenyan Constitution. The former Prime Minister insisted that the right to demonstrate is provided for in the Constitution. The statement reads, and I quote, "Unless Mr. Ruto wants to suspend the Constitution and rule by decree, we will exercise our right to assemble, demonstrate, picket and present petitions on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, as earlier announced. Dark threats notwithstanding," Odinga's statement read in part. According to the statement, the demonstrations will include 4 stops in which they will be delivering petitions to government offices. Raila says the team shall present a petition at the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) addressing electoral injustices and the removal of the 4 commissioners well known as the Cherera 4. Odinga says they will be visiting the National Treasury to petition for the immediate release of all funds owed to counties and the timely payment of salaries to all civil servants. Azimio team will also show up at the office of the president to give a petition as proof of the high cost of living and also barring the office from staging takeovers of rival political parties. The opposition says they shall not be cowed into silence when so many things are going wrong in the country. On Saturday, President William Ruto vowed to use his power to protect businesses from attacks by looters after the Azimio coalition announced the resumption of protests. Statements that the Azimio says are direct attacks on their planned protests, accusing the government of planning to assassinate them.
We never asked for your permission, the police, to demonstrate. And under the new constitution, we don't need the permission of any person. Any person. We simply notified you. And it is your duty to provide security to those who will be exercising their right.
Now, he is bound by the Constitution. He can call himself Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief under our Constitution and under the sovereignty of the Kenyan people. Demonstrations, peaceful demonstrations must be allowed. And I want to say that it is the police, a section of the police, who introduce violence. I've been in the 3 demonstrations that have been in Nairobi. One was through this particular estate, Imara Daima, and Pipeline. It was so peaceful. All the demonstrations have been peaceful. People are joyous. They come to meet us. They listen to us with song and dance. Violence only occurs when introduced by the police.
Earlier on, the coalition principals attended a church service in Imara Daima and engaged the residents in a meet and greet the people, insisting that they will take to the streets come Tuesday.
Tumeona mtu anaitwa Mbungei anasema atakuwa ruthless. Tunawakumbusha kuna International Criminal Court na tayari Raila ameandika barua huko.
Usitutishe na buduki, Mungu anaweza kujia wewe atuache tu hapa. Uwe na buduki, uwe na guruneti, Jumaine tukutane, Kenya ni yetu sote, si ya watu wachache.
Tusipojitokeza kupigana na wao, wa Kenya wataumia. Kwa hivyo tunasema ni shukrani kubwa.
Na neno moja, nataka kuambia Burgei ya kuwa hatujaomba ruhusa ya kufanya maandamano, sababu katiba inatuambia tumpatie tu notification. Sisi tunajua ashapewa notification, kwa hivyo Tuesday ni maandamano.
The called protests come at a time when the two sides of the political divide encountered a stalemate on the proposed bipartisan talks. Still on matters Tuesday demonstrations, Nairobi Regional Police Commander Adamson Bungei has termed the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party's planned demonstrations on Tuesday next week illegal. Bungei cited destruction of property, violence and death as reason to bar the anti-government protest. This comes as bipartisan negotiations between Azimio Coalition and the government are stalled, leading to the planned return of weekly protests.
Therefore, previous demonstration that has been witnessed in the month of March 2023 concluded or conducted by the Azimio team were met with violence as the demonstrators were armed with machetes who attacked innocent members of the public who were going by their business, resulting in the destruction of property, attacks on members of the general public who are not demonstrating, stealing, looting, and death in some areas were experienced. So you can take it to note that on the previous demonstration, we experienced, or the public experienced, looting, attacking, and also loss of property, which lead to also loss of life. That, therefore, the Azimio demonstrations were nothing but peaceful. As such, by this letter, we are declining to allow the Azimio team the go-ahead to proceed with the demonstration, and any such demonstration will be dispersed by law enforcement officers. So this, therefore, indicates very clearly to the Kenyans of goodwill that they should.
Right now, tonight, President William Ruto has cautioned Azimio over the planned Tuesday anti-government protest. And as Shadrack Karira now reports, Ruto, who spoke during a Sunday service at Kapenguria in West Pokot County, stated that the demonstrations will face demonstrators will face the full force of the law.
We wait for a second round of anti-government protest. Political leaders allied to the government have come out criticizing the Azimio politicians over the planned Tuesday demonstrations. Speaking at Kapenguria in West Pokot County, where he attended a Sunday service, President William Ruto fired a warning to the Azimio Supremo Raila Odinga and his Azimio Brigade, warning them against destruction of properties during the said demonstrations.
Nitafanya consultation na viongozi wetu wa dini katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tuwe na task force so that we can weed out the characters who want to abuse religion.
Wakati huu wale wanaandamana wanafukuza investors katika urban centers, na wale wanasumbua wakulima hapa na wafugaji sasa wanahakikisha kwamba zile hidden treasures za West Pokot mtu hataguza.
Na tunajua kuna wengi hawakuamini huyu Rais Ruto ataweza kushinda uchaguzi, lakini mpango wa Mungu ulikuwa ashinde na akashinda. Ndio maana nakubaliana rais na wale wamekuambia ni kweli Wakenya wako na haki ya kuandamana na kufanya yale yote wanataka kufanya.
Accuse the opposition of abandoning bipartisan talks.
Na pale bunge tulisema tuko tayari kuongea ili tusuluhishe mambo ambayo yanahusu wa Kenya. Lakini tumewasikia sasa wakisema ati hata watu wa West Pokot wakipanda mahindi na bei ya chakula iteremke, wao wataendelea na kuandamana na kubomoa vitu za watu, kuharibu biashara za wananchi.
However, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta was not spared during today's mass as he bore the blames with the Kenya Kwanza politicians, accusing him of being behind demonstrations.
Lakini ukiwa rais aliyestaafu unaomba na unapangia mwenye amechukua hatamu baada yako maovu, wewe ni kama Saul.
Hatutaki mtu kulaumu jamii ya West Pokot kwa jumla. Kama iko wezi wa 3, 4, 5 wachukuliwe hatua kibinafsi. Tusiseme ni jamii.
Shadrack Kareria, Lookup TV.
Now, a meeting at Mukumu Girls High School in Kakamega County ended in disarray after police officers were called to disperse protesting parents. Now, chaos erupted after parents discussing the school's reopening following a disease outbreak that killed 4, demanded the destruction of the maize at the institution, which is suspected to be contaminated. Audrey Cherotich with the details.
This was meant to be a meeting to discuss the reopening of Sacred Heart Mukumu Girls High School. But things soon turned south, forcing police officers to disperse the gathering. Trouble started after parents insisted that cereals and other foodstuffs in the school stores be destroyed in their presence before the school reopened as directed by the education leadership. Their demand was turned down by the Western Regional Commissioner Irungu Macharia, who chaired the meeting.
You must listen to the voice of this. So voice ya wazazi wamesema tuharibu sahi. Na tumesema iwezekani. That's a fact.
It was at this juncture that parents booed the commissioner, who then left in a huff. The parents attempted to break into the store and destroy the food themselves, forcing the police to disperse them by lobbying tear gas canisters. Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, who was accompanied by Kakamega Women Representative Elsie Muhanda, supported the parents, saying the food should be burnt to ensure it does not make its way to students' plates when schools reopen.
We are either destroying the cereals now or we are not opening the school.
Before our children go, paka tuwe tumechoma hiyo chakula. Si tumesema hivyo?
The Ministry of Education officials closed the school on the 3rd of April after 256 learners were hospitalized following the outbreak of a disease that resulted from food and water poisoning. More than 500 students were infected by the bacteria that caused death of 3 students and a teacher. Audrey Cherotich, Lookup TV.
Right, I do believe it is easier to find out whether the food is actually contaminated or not. You just have to do a test, whatever they have in store. But, you know, that's not our call to make. We want to take a short break here on the program. We will be coming back with more, including matter sports. Don't go too far. Continue engaging us on our socials at Amwai Brian on Twitter. At Lookuptv, the hashtag we're using tonight is Lookup Weekend. We are also live on Facebook. And I'm seeing some of you sending your feedback there. Tell us exactly where you are watching us from and what you think about the stories that we are running today. And we'll be able to sample your feedback as we continue with the program tonight. Don't go too far. We'll be back in a few.
Mjamba, imefika. Kamata mita na moti instant na loto. Oh my goodness. Hii April unaweza jishindia 1 million. Oh yes, unajishindia every hour. Na shopping voucher kwa wingi. Hii ni zile za 100k. Unajishindia every day, every hour. Alafu kuna grand mega jackpot. Hii ni ile ya 200 mili. Unajishindia every Wednesday and Saturday. Motoka. Gari. Moti mimi nikishinda ni waru, kubeba waru, mafoga, waru. Wewe ukibeba waru, mimi nabeba makuku na ukali, tunachanganya. Kamata mita na Moti. Instant na Lotto.
Unangoja nini? Cheza Lotto, it could be you. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Look kama account number. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde sasa. Round hii ni more draws, more cash and big wins na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Sensei Institute of Technology is the home to the best practical courses, giving you a hands-on experience to handle the world. A place to build your skill. For you to join us, ensure you have your national ID card and be ready to enjoy the ride. Sensei College, my skills, my future.
Why Malindi? Any idea why the A-list celebrities, politicians choose Malindi as a destination? Is it the sandy, spotless white beaches, the rhythmic, relaxing oceanic waves, or is it the great potential investment opportunity that Malindi has to offer? Dark Balance, we are here with a variety of projects from as low as 99,000 shillings. You get an eighth of an acre with ready title deeds. Book your plot today with only 35,000 shillings and get a free return air ticket. Be the next investor in Malindi with Dark Balance. Call us now on 0740 888 111 or 0740 888 222. Dark Balance. We promise, we deliver. Why wait? 20 Malindi.
Now welcome back to the program tonight. Continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv across all social media platforms. That is on Facebook and also on Twitter and on YouTube. Now, the Holy Synagogue Church of All Nations has cautioned the government to go slow on the so-called crackdown on rogue churches. Now, the lead pastor claimed the government could not purport to regulate the church. His sentiments come amid the government's action over the exhumation of bodies claimed to belong to the radicalized faithfuls of a church that is believed to be of Pastor Paul Mackenzie.
Tuanze kuregulate church, you know the government of Kenya or the government of any world cannot regulate the church. It is the church that was regulating the government. How do you now turn and regulate the church? It cannot work like that. Go to Britain. The Anglican Church was regulating Britain. You go check Italy. The Roman Catholic Church was regulating it. So basically, it is the church that regulated the government. It cannot turn the other way around. But if the government inataka kuregulate the church, so be it. Tafuta mtengeneze ministry inaitwa the Ministry of Faith. Mulete Roho Mtakatifu akwe the minister. Those are my sentiments, because you regulate what you understand.
Okay. Away from that, manufacturers of alcoholic beverages and other stakeholders involved in the sale of alcohol have criticized high tariffs levied by the government as the largest obstacle in the campaign against second-generation beverages. Now, Chairman of the Alcoholic Beverages Association of Kenya, Eric Githua, noted that the government doesn't change the taxes levied on legitimate alcoholic beverages producers. The fight against second-hand generation alcoholic beverages and illicit brews cannot be won.
As the government mounts a fierce fight against illicit brew, the Alcohol Beverages Association of Kenya, ABAK, has noted that high tax on alcohol have been an impediment against the fight. Speaking in Embu County during a multi-sectoral consultative meeting, ABAK Chairman Eric Githua noted that taxes on liquor amounts to 49% of the cost of production, which pushes the prices of beer and other alcoholic drinks up and which creates a negative effect to the consumers who opt to go for cheap and unfit liquor.
It was very unfortunate to see the level of illicit alcohol, the level of, unfortunately, what our people have been exposed in form of illicit alcohol. We have also seen over a period of time, the tax increases have always been done. And unfortunately, because of this, when the government increases the taxes, we've seen also the government getting less and less of that tax. Affordability of genuine alcohol is also a challenge because with such hard, depressing times, most consumers cannot afford genuine alcohol, thereby going to the second generation, which is mainly tax evaded, and also at times it's also something that is very harmful. It could be also substandard.
Embu County Police Commander David Kabena noted for the fight against illicit brew to be successful, KEBS must constantly provide licensed manufacturers to the police for effective crackdown on illegal manufacturers. Embu County Commissioner Jack Obor noted that the County Security Committee had launched a one-month initiative to crack down on illicit brews.
The problem is huge. This morning, we managed to impound a substantial quantity of illicit alcohol, and it was an opportunity for the chair to see what we are doing in Embu.
Some of us, we don't even know the manufacturers, the registered manufacturers, so that we can be able to remove those who are manufacturing illegally. So that is one of the charges. Then the penalty, which is being penalized these people who are brewing the illicit brew. If you go to court, they are being fined for 2,000 shillings. That means somebody will come back and start brewing another time.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has recently called for a concerted effort among government agencies in the fight against alcohol and drug abuse in the country. Now the big question, will the move yield fruit? David Alex, Lookup TV.
Now, President William Ruto's proposal to remove 3% from the pay of all government employees in order to create a fund for affordable housing has been rejected by the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers officials. Now, speaking in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, National Vice Chair Julius Korir and National Secretary Edward Obwocha stated that the rate of their salary deductions is excessive in comparison to the money they receive at the end of the month.
Idara ya elimu na idara ya afya waketi pamoja, watumie hii likizo ambayo tuko nayo ya wiki mbili kusafisha shule zetu zote katika kaunti yote ya Kakamega, ili tunapofungua muhula wa pili, kama chama hatutaki kusikia walimu wetu wanakufa ama wanafunzi wanakufa katika hizi mashule kwa sababu ya magonjwa ama hali ya afya ambayo hatuelewi.
Imeleta overcrowding. Shule ambayo inatakana iwe na wanafunzi 600 iko na wanafunzi 2000. Facilities ni zile zile tu. Dormitory mahali pa kulala ni zile zile. Mahali pa kulia ni zile zile. Maji ni ile ile. Sasa imeleta straining ya hizo facilities. So wakati shida inatokezea unapata even the facilities ziko strained na hata masomo haiendelei vizuri.
All All right, time to get sporty tonight. FKF Kenya Premier League champions Tusker FC are eyeing for the FKF Cup that is sponsored by Mozart Bet by edging out KCB 2-0 in a quarter-final classic at Police Sacco Stadium. Now, Tusker FC will face the Stars, who axed Sofapaka through penalty shootouts after a 1-1 draw in the normal time.
Douglas has a choke.